Hey guys, it's your girl Shalae and I'm back today with another video. In today's video, we're talking about these $2,000 stimulus checks that may or may not happen, but we do have $600 inflation refund checks, $600 for SNAP recipients, and a whole lot of other money. So if you want to know what's going on in the world of STEMI, money, SNAP, you already know what to do. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, hi, hello, hey friend. My name is Shalae, and here on this channel we talk about shopping, saving, and everything in between. I would love to have you a part of my internet family. Super easy. Click the subscribe button down below and you're in just like that. So while you're at it, go ahead and give me a like because you enjoy me bringing this content to you. Now let's go ahead and talk about it, guys, because it's all on our news airways where President Donald Trump weighs giving Americans $2,000 from tariff revenues in bid. So a lot of people were amused by this, but look, this can possibly happen. These $2,000 funded revenue collected by the president's administration. Now, he did state that he would at least like a dividend per person, but not for the high income people. So those that earn over 100,000, it would not be paid to you at all. He did state this morning. Now, earlier in the year, don't forget Senator Josh Hawley, he had introduced a bill proposing $600 in tariff rebates for nearly all Americans and their dependent children. And remember, he said he had the president's support on that. So he was like, Americans deserve a tax rebate for 4 years of Joe Biden in the White House, policies that have devastated families, savings, and livelihoods as well. He said the legislation would allow like hardworking Americans to benefit from that wealth and that the Trump tariffs are returning to this country. So this is not the first time we've heard this idea, nor is this the first time we heard this idea from the president as well. Remember, he talked about giving stimulus checks back in October. So he said that he was considering offering American checks from the revenue. With everything that's going down with his ratings and with the economy just being in the dumps, I can see this. In October, he said he wanted to give out anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000 as well. Remember, in July, he had stated that he was considering giving out tariff rebate checks. And then remember back in February as well, his good friend Elon Musk, who was advising the White House at the time, he wanted to give out $5,000 dividend checks. So it's not unlikely. Stimulus has been floating all around this year, whether it was in February, July, October. Now, what we can say is we haven't gotten them. There has not been any notification to our bank account. Nothing has happened, but is it likely? I can see it happening. Definitely can. But let me know down in the comments below. Do you think this will ever see the light of day? I hope so. I mean, with so many people talking about stimulus checks, inflation refund checks, or different things, I can see it, as well as I see more states offering cash assistance and emergency assistance because 42 million Americans will not be eating or have partial stamps for November. So now you're seeing where the states are stepping up. But speaking of SNAP, let's go ahead and talk about how one state is giving out $600. So in New Jersey, they are offering $600 for SNAP recipients as benefits face cuts and delays. So the city of Newark has mobilized a nonprofit food provider in coordinated response to reduce the delayed SNAP benefits to 37,000 residents who rely on SNAP. Now, this includes like 29,000 children. The city has set up food hubs in the city's 5 wards and an emergency assistance website, which is nwkassist.com, allowing residents to go ahead and apply for up to $600 in emergency assistance to offset the loss of delay of SNAP funds. So this is $600. The website is still working. I know a few days ago we talked about $500 from SNAP where they were giving out for workers. They said the restaurant industry, but they had changed it as well. But the website was just overwhelmed, and they said that they received like more than 100,000 applicants, so they closed the website. So I see states doing a lot more of this and offering their own emergency cash assistance. We talked about in Florida, or even if you're just using your Propel app or EBT app as well, where they were giving out an additional $50 up to, I want to say, like $100,000, and about $98,000 of that money has been used. But I see this. This is giving me pandemic 2020, where people are donating and stepping up. I have another video that will be coming to you about some more money, honey. But you know, y'all don't like to stay on that long. So I got to do separate videos to make sure. So I'm looking for every state, which go ahead and drop your state down below to make sure I can find some money, as well as your city, because you know how y'all get me real good and together. But speaking of one state that's giving out money, and that is the state of New York. What up, New York? So in New York, they are giving out inflation refund checks, and all of them should be mailed out by the end of November. So if you had not received your inflation refund check, your governor's office said that most of them should be going out like within the next few weeks. Now, New York State residents are eligible for a one-time payment between $150 and $400, depending on your income and filing status. So you are eligible for these refund checks if you filed a state income tax refund for 2023 and you weren't claimed as a dependent or on any person's like forms at all. And of course, they had like an income threshold, but these are just one-time payments that are going to help New Yorkers who have paid increased sales taxes due to inflation. So according to the governor's office, the date a person's taxes were filed impacts when you can get your check. So the earlier that you filed your taxes, then you probably was in the first or second wave. I want to say they started mailing out these checks like mid-September, with 8.2 million households in the state that were getting a check. So out of the 8.2 million, 6.2 million have already been sent out and received. And they are sending out 200,000 checks every Monday through Friday as well. Now in Indiana, they are giving 100 moms $20,000 each to support their journeys. So the city of Indianapolis is launching their program where they will give low income pregnant women with certain zip codes $20,000 over the course of 3 years. So these are going to be like monthly payments. We talked about this like RX Kids. I want to say they are doing this in Detroit, Michigan as well. It's several cities, so I'll put them up there. But if you know someone who's pregnant, the nonprofit will give them $1,125 that they can spend on anything. That's like prenatal care, transportation, appointment, cribs, anything you need for your new baby, right? After the baby is born, then you'll get $750 for the first 15 months of the baby's life, and then another $375 following 21 months. So over the course of like 3 years, you'll get $20,000. Now, to qualify for these payments, you do have to be at least 18 years old or older. 27 weeks pregnant at most, having family income of $39,000 or less. And then they have like 5 different zip codes that you can use to apply. So this is in Indiana, as well as I know it's in Detroit, and it's one more city, but I'll put it on the screen. And this is what we have when it comes to money. I'm not going to say that the stimulus checks are completely dead in the water, because I believe that they're trying to get the ratings of the people. They see what's going on with the economy. Not only the economy, you see now, where a year ago we were in a different, I would say like a different environment, or even just now people are very like they're expressing their dissatisfaction with the administration, with the economy. So a lot of things have changed from a year ago. And so one way to make it right is money, honey. Money changes things, right? So I can see stimulus checks posting. I also see a lot of states that are going to be stepping up. I'll continue to look for December SNAP benefits to see what's going to go on there. What you could do for me is drop your city and state. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think stimulus checks will happen or not? And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, grab you some Amazon Prime, and I will talk to you later, Gator. Bye.